it's super, super late, so I don't really expect many, if anyone, to join the stream tonight. I see a couple of people. I doubt we get, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'll just say what I got to say, and then we can, everybody can see it tomorrow. So I just left the patron party. And the patron party is something that I do occasionally, and I do it for people who support the show. And tonight, I really discovered why I do it more than anything else. Hey, everybody! Oh wow, holy shit! There are 265 people up this time of night. Y'all need to get some rest. All right, 300 people. Okay. I realized tonight, I was talking with my patrons. We had a great time. We danced, we partied for about 2.5 hours. And then the last hour, we ended up just talking. And I realized that a lot of people are feeling the same way in this season. There is a lot there's a lot that's going on. And I know that's an understatement. I know you know that. But I don't know if you ever get the feeling that maybe if I just ignore what's happening, I could have some peace. Every now and then, I feel like if I just stop doing politics, then I could have peace. If I just stop fighting for what I know is right, I can have peace. Anybody ever, do you ever feel like that? Like, part of me feels like if we lay down our weapons, our rhetorical weapons, if we lay down our rhetorical arms, if we don't fight. Now, obviously, you know this isn't true. I'm just saying, like, sometimes we get that delusion in our head that if we don't fight, then we'll have peace. And obviously that's not true. But the truth is, it's why you fight that ultimately gives you peace. The reason I'm able to do this every single day, and I don't care what, like people are going to always call someone who gets a modicum of success, somebody's going to always be there to call you a sellout. Okay? Listen, I did this for 5 years without making a dime. All right? Every day of every week, I either got up and did a podcast and went to work and then came home and did my second job, or I went to work, went to the second job, came home. It didn't matter. Like, I was either doing my podcast and my video show in the day, not making any money, working overnight. I'm not saying that to boost me up. I'm saying that to say the reason I did it and I never stopped, even when I wasn't making a dime doing this, was because of why I fight. Somebody is always going to call you a sellout, but they don't know how dedicated you are to your fight. People will never know. Well, I guess they will, because I'm about to tell them about my lights getting cut off while I'm doing the Benjamin Dixon show. About having to borrow money from my brother just so that I could pay rent while I was doing the Benjamin Dixon show. About, all the different places and junctures where I had opportunities that I, by right, should have taken, but it would have completely taken me away from what I do. And part of me kept feeling like it was just this dogged determination. Like, why am I so fixated with this? Why am I still fighting this fight? Because if I stop and I lay down my rhetorical arms, then I could have peace, right? No. You don't have peace by not fighting for what you believe in. There will never be peace inside of you if you stop fighting for what you believe in. Because you are people of justice. You are people of justice. It's just who you are. That's just who I am. And I don't care how many disingenuous, pedantic people who try to draw an equivalence between what we do and say, oh, it's simply the same as what the opposite side does. And they see us as, some kind of balance of two. No. What we fight for fundamentally makes us different than anybody else out there. I didn't say it makes us better. I just said it makes us different. Why we fight is because we fight for justice, and justice has us held hostage. You could no more lay down your rhetorical arms than I could have gone back to my corporate job and made just shy of 6 figures, but it would have been enough. It would have been enough for me to not have to go and ask my brother for some money, for me not to have to be on unemployment because I moved down to Atlanta and the company that I moved down for shut down 6 months after I moved down here. Wife left her job at Harvard University. And we moved here to do this work, and that company shut down and I was on unemployment. Of course there's an easier, quote unquote, easier road for you. Of course there's an easier road for you, but you don't want that road. You know why? Because justice is a universal truth. It is a universal idea, and that shit has got you. I can connect anything to anything. I guess that's what makes that's what I do. That's my talent. Like, I can connect this to relationships. I can connect this to religion. I'm getting ready to connect this to religion because there's a scripture. There's a scripture that says, my namesake, my middle name is Paul the Apostle. That's what my parents named me after. It was Paul of the tribe of Benjamin, was born on the 8th day. It was circumcised on the 8th day. So my namesake is Paul of the tribe of Benjamin. And it just so happens that I was circumcised on the 8th day. That's what my mother tells me. She always reminds me. Anyway, Paul says this. He says, I have been apprehended by that which has apprehended me. No, see, I'm rusty. Hang on. He's saying that I have apprehended that which has apprehended me. Second time, got it right. I'm rusty. I have apprehended that which has apprehended me. So check this out. The reason you can't stop fighting is because you are seeking after justice. But justice is seeking after you. It is hunting you down. No matter what you do, you are plagued, you are burdened, you are just fixated with justice. And you won't stop until you are either dead and gone or you have obtained justice. Not retribution. See, they should be lucky. They should understand and count the many ways that they are lucky because we're not seeking retribution. What we are seeking is equality before the law. We are seeking justice. Not the justice that justifies anything this country does, that justifies anything that white supremacy does. Not the kind of justice that Daniel Cameron stood there and said that what I'm doing is just. No, that wasn't justice. That was a pawn in a system justifying that system. No, you have been plagued by the actual, tangible, material idea of justice. And you've been chasing it. But the gag is, it has been chasing you. So that's why you can't. If you think for a second that you could ever stop what you're working on, I don't care if you're organizing for a union. I don't care if you're organizing with a local chapter of some organization that is doing good, meaningful work. I don't care if you're a teacher. Do you know why you're Some people teach because that's all they could get into. No shame in that. But some of you teach because you see it as a method of executing justice, because you're bringing power. As my friend Lee says, you're speaking power into those who think that they are powerless. And so as a teacher, you are simply just doing your way of expressing justice. Whatever you're doing, those of us who do this work, whether we're getting paid for it or not, whether we have 434 people watching us, or for the first entire year, I had 2 people watching me. Okay. And even what I do here now is small enough and intimate enough for us to actually know each other. So it is not even this grand thing. It's just a thing that I'm doing. And I will never stop until I'm dead or until we achieve justice. And then even when we achieve justice, then I'll become a custodian of that justice to make sure that we don't slip. But the point is this. I think we're good. I'm 11 minutes. I thought 20 minutes. I think we'll be done in 15 minutes. It's very simple. You will never have peace if you stop pursuing the very thing that is pursuing you. You ever take a look at the yin and yang? They're chasing each other. They're both being pursued by each other. Neither one of them will ever catch the other, but neither one of them will ever escape the other. Look at that, those paradoxes, right? It's the perfect example of being apprehended by the very thing you're trying to apprehend. You're chasing after it, but it's chasing after you. It's like, holy crap. You can tell I've stargazed way too long in my lifetime. I haven't stargazed in many, many months. But it's like the dilation effect, right? Now, I'm not really good at astrophysics at all, but I watched enough science fiction and watched enough documentaries about black holes that when you get close to the event horizon, you get to accretion disk on a black hole, the effect on light, the gravity on light is so immense that as you're looking forward, you can actually see the back of your head because the light has been bent all the way around the black hole and you're looking forward, but you can see your back. And so you're chasing you as you're chasing you. You're chasing justice, but justice is chasing you. You have been apprehended by it. You can't get away from it. You won't stop. 1999 Diddy. You won't stop because you can't stop. And that is where your peace exists. You fight because the fight for the right thing is your peace. You get tired, you get weary, you get broken, you get depressed, you get angry, you want to give up, but you get up the next day and you do it all over again. Even if you don't have money, even if you're not being paid, even if your lights are cut off, even if you have to call your family for resources, no matter how bad it is, you keep going because you have been apprehended by the very thing you seek to apprehend. It's got you. You are a prisoner, and we're prisoners of justice. And that's what makes us fundamentally different than anybody else out here who's fighting against us, anybody else out here who's lecturing us and saying, oh, you're just being hyperbolic and you're being dramatic. We are fundamentally different because we are fighting for justice, and justice is fighting for us. Thank you all. That's it. 1444. Now it's time for me to go to bed. See you next time.